Give me just a second, guys. Let me finish setting this up. Sorry, I am slow as heck, but we will get it going. If you guys want to come up and join as a speaker, feel free to hit that request button here in just a second. I will start to bring you guys up and we can get rolling. I'm going to wait a second to tweet this out as well. But it feels good to get back in the mix of things. Going to ease into it with the space today, and then we'll get back in full swing tomorrow. But got to keep this streak going. This is week number 50 in a row of the Wonky Weekly Alpha Space. So shout out to everybody that is out there in the crowd right now. Shout out to everybody that will be up here in just a bit. But yeah, first and foremost, want to just say that. Let me go ahead, tweet this out, and then we'll get going. Alrighty. Almost done. Perfect. All right. So one of you guys better come up here and request. I know that there are people that will be on the way, but until then, I know you don't want to hear my beautiful voice just sitting here talking the entire time. I'm happy to do it though, right? Like if I need to do it, you guys have listened to it before. We'll make sure that it happens and we'll get rolling one way or the other. So appreciate that. I mean, and for anybody that is wondering about my tweet, don't worry, like I'll dive into that here in a bit, man. Nothing too serious, just something that felt like needed to take a couple days away. Be able to focus on just unplugging a little bit and kind of clearing my mind before diving back into things. But appreciate y'all's patience one way or the other. All right, perfect. Easel, what's up, man? I like the Mamba mentality. PFP, what is going on, sir?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? Uh,
Doing well, man. Doing well. I can't complain.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear, man. And that's nice that you took a little space for you. That's really good management there.
No, I appreciate it, man. I mean, yeah, like I said, sometimes it just feels like the healthiest thing to do to be able to take a step back. And heck, dude, I'll just dive into it for the. It's kind of weird though because like, okay, so basically the deal is it's nothing too insane. Like I broke up with my girlfriend of, we ended things like of the last 4 years. We were together for 4 years, ended things this last Friday. And like it's nothing too insane, right? No like death in the family, nothing else like that. But it's still difficult whenever you're in a relationship and you see somebody like potentially heading toward marriage, whatever. You have that thought at one point in time, and eventually, like when that ends, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of tough. So I just felt like it was a healthy thing to do to be able to step away from everything. Like, I think in that process, you don't want to tweet out anything stupid or do anything else stupid along the way, and just unplug, hang out with friends, and yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing the past couple days. Like I said, it's kind of weird because I know that she follows me on here, so she can easily listen to all this. But I mean that's what the real deal is. Nothing against her, nothing against anything else. Like great girl, just one of those things where it's unfortunate. Both had some issues and just wasn't working. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this week. What's going on, Rooster?
Yo, what up? What up? Got the day off today. So nice, relaxing day. Glad to have you back. Feel like it's already been like 3 months. So excited, excited to be back on Spaces.
Dude, it feels crazy after like 3 days. It does feel like 3 months, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, got a crazy month coming up this month, so it's gonna be fun.
Love to hear it, man. So, I mean, what all do you have going on? I know that you're in Denver, so you've got East Denver coming up.
Right.
What else is coming up outside of that?
Well, me and my girlfriend gonna go into the mountains for a night around like Valentine's Day. So we have that, then East Denver, then immediately after that, I'm fading rolling loud now. So
Wait, you're fading it now.
as it see, that's the thing. It's like there's like two ways.
So you didn't get the
No,
mix.
I did. I'm into two. So that's the thing. There's like two interpretations of fade. Like you can say like
Okay.
let's if you're talking about a location, that means going to it. If you're talking about like actions, that's like going away from it. It's kind of weird, like the way the fade vocabulary is used. But yeah, so I'll be in I'll be in LA immediately after East Denver, and then like a week after LA, be in Texas and Austin for South by Southwest. So.
Love to hear it, man. Yeah, you do have a busy slate coming up. I'm still debating about East Denver or not. So there's another big thing that I like. It's my favorite event of the year that's happening at the exact same time. But I was looking at it, there might be a few days that kind of don't overlap that I might be able to make it work on the outskirts. But the only thing I'm worried about is so like basically Thursday through Saturday, I would like need to be where I am, but I'm free outside of that. The issue is, I think a lot of the main events happen on the weekend for East Denver. Am I wrong? Like, if not, then it may be worth it to look going into earlier in the week. Um, but yeah, that's the big holdup that I'm looking into right now. So I can't make it for the weekend for sure, but I might be able to make it up there for a few days during the week.
Let's go. Yeah, you need to make it up here for sure.
So I mean, yeah, dude, I'll admit that is the one benefit, I guess, of not being in a relationship is traveling gets to be a lot easier again. So, um, yeah, I I think I'm gonna make it work. We'll see. There at the beginning of the week, definitely down to I don't know, like in Denver's just a good spot, man. It's been too long since I've made it up there for that. Um, let's see. So, Easel, what about you, man? You got anything big coming up?
I think it's gonna be busy 2 months. Got a little opportunity related to crypto that I'm gonna squeeze in my time to get some extra cash. So I'm gonna have some hours of real work. Basically, not necessarily the related to anything that I've been doing, but um, it's gonna be from tomorrow into April 1st, and increase my liquidity a bit without without fucking around with this choppy ass market. And everything else that I have plus that, I think it's gonna be probably the busiest 2 months of my life. Um, which is exciting and terrifying, but that's probably why my picture is right there, the Mamba mentality there, to not rest in the middle until we get to where we want to get to.
Well, I respect that, man. So the busiest 2 months of your life, dude. I mean, one thing about that, first and foremost, that I respect is kind of the hustle of the mama mentality going into something, right? Like I like that you said right there. And it's something important for anybody in here listening too. There are a lot of people that I think just kind of sit around and wait for something to be handed to them whenever they want an opportunity. The other people go out there and they create opportunities for themselves. And that doesn't just happen by sitting around. It takes sitting there and focusing on just dedicating that time for a couple months, couple years, whatever it is. But doing something outside of the comfort zone, taking it off easy mode for a minute and being able to focus on that. So I respect the hustle, man.
I appreciate it, man. The grind, the grind never stops. But 2023 is gonna be great, man. I want to be ready for it.
Yo, I don't know if
No.
I'm like tripping or if Blur's messed up, but do you see the bid wall on the stonks right now? It's like $2,000 ETH or 2,000 ETH bid wall at 0.13, 0.14.
Dude, no way. Let me see
It's like
this.
1,500 stonks size.
No, you were right. There is a 2,000 ETH bid wall. I don't know what in the world. That's kind of insane. Um, yeah, I guess somebody really wants all the stocks at 2,000 ETH. I don't know. I still think it's part of the thing where there's got to be something about the Blur airdrop. Somebody trying to maximize their opportunity across collections right now. Like, I don't know what else it is, because that 2,000 ETH wall, that's pretty insane. Like, I want to go through a bunch of other collections and see what else is out there like that. But yeah, man, no, that's freaking insane. I mean, that's at the size that those bids are. I mean, it's more value than the entire collection at those entire, like, literally every single stonk in the entire collection could sell right now for 0.14. That's decent liquidity. Dude, that is wild. I'm gonna go name me another collection, Rooster. I'm just gonna go through this and like see what all else is out there. Like, let's go to like Plague, for instance. Do they have something similar? Okay, they've got something similar at 0.18, which is way further away from where their floor is, but they've got like a 1,600 ETH wall there. Um, dude, let's check out what's a random one that I'm not thinking of right now. What about like just
I just checked pandas. I mean, they have like a 700 bid wall at 1.3, 1.2, or 1.32.
yeah, dude? People are in full farming mode right now for in anticipation. I mean, dude, it's coming up like 9 days away from that Blur airdrop, right?
I mean, shit, if it doesn't get fucking extended again.
Yeah, no joke, man, no joke. Dr. Solano, welcome up to the stage. How are you doing today, man?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Happy Sunday. Happy to be here. Just came through to show some support, listening while I do some cooking. But what's
Appreciate
cooking? What you cooking up?
it. Oh man, not much. Just getting back into the rhythm of things, dude. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. When was the last time that you took 2 full days off completely unplugged?
Before I started Web3.
Okay, exactly. So I was gonna say, like, I have been completely unplugged, barely checked my phone at all the past 2 days. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like 2 months right now after getting back into it.
Yeah, bro. It's like if you take 2 days off completely, it's like the catch up takes like 4 days probably afterwards. That's why it's like hard to take a day off. Um, I try to check in at least once a day, even if I like go away, but it's like it's not easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So that's my thing right now. I took 2 days completely off, so I'm back into it though. And yeah, no, it feels good.
Absolutely. Happy to hear you on the spaces. Give us some alpha. Uh, maybe waiting room 4.42069 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man, we need to get back into it. I mean, hey, like I said, we're gonna kick it back up, and one way or the other, dude, I don't care if it takes 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. Like, we're gonna keep it rolling throughout the year. It's got to. So, um, yeah, got to keep the vibes rolling one way or the other. Hey, what all else did I miss this weekend while I was gone? Somebody else catch me up. What all else happened? Any crazy news across the crypto sphere?
Nah, except for that, like, most of the NFT community counter traded themselves. And you know what's funny? Loudpunks actually did not end up minting out. They burned over 50% of the supply. And like so many people faded it. And now, I mean, they're already up like an ETH over mint price, like right about. But yeah, now people are like, oh, like the utility, like these people already made the utility. Like this is the first project that has dropped like utility based, where everything's already been built before they release or they started the mint, and like everybody on NFT Twitter faded it. And it just like, I don't know, it says a lot to me. Like, people are still dumb as shit. Like, a lot of people. So yeah, that has at least taken most of my attention the past couple days.
I mean, that's fair, man. That's fair. So the Loud Punks actually ended up doing okay, and there were a lot of people that faded it going into it.
Yeah, not even like there are people like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense, bro. There's like people trying to FUD it too, like saying like, oh, this is like outrageously like 1.5 ETH in this market. Like, people were minting Pixelmon at 1.5 ETH and they haven't started anything. Like, those are the same people who faded something with like utility that can be paid back within half a year, right? Getting your value back within half a year, and they're like, "Oh no, this is stupid." And then now that they see it moving, they're like, "You know what? This is, you're right." But now I'm priced out because like I didn't think it was going to do anything.
Shoot, my bad. I mean, it kind of reminds me, except for it sounds like it's a little bit different, right? Where the Porsche one, like a lot of us gave shit about the Porsche NFT, but the Porsche people were at least smart enough to where they closed out their mint. Like, who knows whether they're going to open it back up or not. But I know, like, I faded that, and I think still well deservedly, right? Like, had they not altered the mechanics of what they promised going into the mint, I don't think that they would have raised up. But it's another example of, I think, kind of what you're talking about, just not necessarily the same type of play where, because they did alter the mechanics, but like the Porsche NFTs did end up doubling after like a lot of people gave it shit whenever it was just sitting there on the floor for a while.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I think like at least 50% of the space right now just needs to counter trade themselves, and they'll probably end up being profitable. Because like this is at least in my opinion, this was probably the biggest no brainer. And I was trying to say that without like, trying to sound shilly. It just like didn't make sense not to participate in this to me. Like, it was the easiest no brainer so far for me this year, other than like, stacking stonks.
Well, love to hear it, man. Yeah, so I'm glad those are doing well. I know that was one of the things that you guys were really talking about going into it. And dude, looking at the market right now, I still think it's the exact same thing, like Bitcoin, ETH, etc. I mean, it's frustrating. Did it go up to whatever immediately? No, but at the same time, like, I still think it's one of those things where it just is retesting the lower bounds of the range again. And just another thing where people are just going to have to be a little bit more patient before whatever that God candle type move is. I still think 30K is like the ultimate trend for where things are heading from here. But it's just a matter of being patient for whatever that move is to be able to play out, right? Up until then, it's just, like, a lot of people I think are just accustomed to things happening immediately. And if they don't happen immediately, then they look at that trend and they're like, okay, well, that's rejected. It's not going to go anywhere from here. But, I really think Bitcoin, when you're looking at it, still is broken out from those higher time frame resistances that we've, been talking about. And, even though it didn't have that follow through like I expected where it happened, I still think that it's going after a retest the lower bounds of this range. I still think 30K is the area where it's heading to next. And I still think whenever it does eventually break back above the 23, 24K levels, that, I really think it's going to be an insane squeeze up to that range. So, yeah, man, just one of those things, got to be patient for with it, but definitely believe that it's still going to play out.
I believe that if we had Alabama Tabasco still trading, we at least would have had a week to 25 already. But now we got to see how the cartel moves. It's a little different.
Oh yeah, and if anyone had concerns about the recent stonk dump, that was just Bog being degenerate, getting liquidity to mint a bunch of loud punks. So Bog, he'll rotate back in. Do not worry. If it hits his mark price, right, he'll take the floor up to 0.4269 himself. So don't
Dude,
freak out.
I never worry about anything with that stuff. At the end of the day, like, here's my deal. I mean, I think that if you're sitting there focusing on whatever like the actual floor price is during any situation, then you're not going to get anywhere anytime soon. Because again, looking at where we were for 15, not 15 months, it was like 12 out of the 15 months underneath point 0.1 ETH, and we'd still show up and we'd still be able to hang out, like, be able to move the project, move the community forward during that. Being down at a quarter ETH, like, it's not a big deal, man. It's one of those things. It is what it is. Like, I'm vibing one way or the other, and we're going to continue to show up. I'm still really bullish on where I think NFTs are heading this year. So, and at the end of the day, that's the thing. It's like, again, love people having the option to do degenerate shit with their stuff, right? Like, there's no reason why at the end of the day somebody shouldn't be able to do that. So I'm all for it, completely support it. And yeah, man, I'm a huge Loud Punks Maxi for y'all for that reason though, too, right now. Like, I would love to see you guys kill it on that. Let's see, we got a couple new people up to stage, or at least somebody new. We got Cantor. I don't think I've ever talked to Cantor. He's self-described crypto hedge fund manager, CFO of Omniux, Series 65 and 3 licenses, world touring musician, investor, DDR player. Most importantly, not financial advice. Cantor, welcome up to the stage. How's it going today, man?
It's going good. Thanks for that intro, man.
No problem at all, man. No problem at all.
I just came in here. I saw Dr. Solana in here, so I just thought I'd stop by. And there's a couple other friends in here, PP and Frito and so forth. And a couple other familiar faces. Oh, shit, E-Rich is in here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is the spot I want to be, for sure. Just came in. I was just looking. I saw Alpha. I do not think I know enough about the current Wonky Weekly talk right now. However, I do have a lot of market alpha, if that is anything that you would like to hear as well, because it always does affect the NFT prices too.
Yo, hey, I'm all for everything. And just FYI, I mean, dude, we just host this space. We've hosted it every single week. It's week number 50 straight now. So, but it's not just about the stonks. Like, obviously love talking about the stonks. But, love talking through whatever else is happening across the market right now. So drop some alpha.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you having me up here, by the way. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you saw, like, everyone was calling for fucking 25, 24, break that, go to like, we're in the new bull market, whatever, right? Well, people need to calm down with the euphoria and realize that there is quite a bit of inefficiencies that need to be filled prior to going back up. So I gave this thesis to the analysts that I work with. We all came up with this thesis, and the people that we work with, we deployed this thesis, and essentially, it was pretty much expected that Bitcoin would go into the 24s, low 24s. That's where there's something called a supply zone. That means people will go and supply the market with liquidity by selling their Bitcoin, and thus it will drive it down. Right now, there's like a really, really, really hardcore buying around 22.5 to around 23, which is the range we're about to be in right now. And there's a couple of EMAs and things like that on the 4-hour for Bitcoin as well that are supporting it. But ultimately, I think that even though the charts in terms of certain indicators like stochastic RSI and MACD and all that is showing relatively strong positive momentum, the thing that people need to realize is there are things called CME gaps, and one was formed at 19,850. CME gap for the layman is when there are future contracts. Bitcoin has a futures contract on the CME, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It only trades on the weekdays. It doesn't trade on the weekends, just like the stock market and so forth. So that inefficiency was created when it closed one day and then opened up another day a lot higher. So when those gaps get created, they need to be filled in order for market makers to fill inefficiencies. So it naturally will push price down to fill that, as well as there's a lot of people who longed at like 17,000, 18,000, and they're looking to take profits now at 24, 23, 22 and a half or so. So once those are all filled, I think that there's going to be really interesting bullish continuation in the markets, because I don't think the macroeconomic issues that will occur have shown up yet. I think that um, the markets in general, traditional markets, will realize what's really going on probably by the end of the first quarter, and at the very latest, the end of the second quarter. Um, there's just so many things that I could go on and on and on, but there are a lot of things in regards to treasuries, as well as employment, as well as current, I guess, bottlenecks you have in certain industries that will not go away without some type of intervention. And people are trying to ignore it right now. They're focusing on what the Fed is saying, and they're not reading the data and seeing what's actually going to start compounding and becoming an issue. So overall, I mean, I'm bullish on. I can't say specifics because that's financial advice, but I'm bullish in general, macro, for the quarter for sure, on across the board. And I think that that will be great, because if people decide to short and they feel that it's temporary, they may get a really great opportunity to compound their portfolio on the way up and then short on the way down. So I think it's healthy. I think it's needed. And something people need to understand too is you also have that major support resistance at 30,000 ish. Like over the past 2 years, that was the major support, right? When it first went up and broke 20,000 and skyrocketed to 60, and then it went down in that summer of 2021, I believe it was, and bounced off 30, and then went back up to test 69,000 in November of 2021. And then after that, it went down and it broke through 30,000. Now it's looking to go back up to retest that 30,000 as a resistance now instead of a support. So that's like the general, I guess, thesis for the next few months, at least on my end and my team's end.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it right now is I think there's a lot of noise here above this 21K level, where we've been in the past few days from 22 to 24. And I personally believe everything in this range is just noise before that next move up to where you're talking about. 30K is the next major interest zone. I really do think there's going to be a lot of momentum heading into that, but definitely appreciate that take. I'm going to kick it over to Dr. Solana. He had his hand up first. Then I'm going to kick it over to intern after that. Dr. Solana, what's going on?
Yo, you can go to intern first. Actually, I'm in the middle of grilling some shit, and it's about like
No problem.
oil splashing and shit. Oh my god,
I'll go
about to make
to
a fire.
intern, then I'll go to Jimena, and then I'll kick it back to you. So give you a second on the roast.
Hey, Cleo. Thank you, Dr. Solana. So I was just coming up here, and I was hearing Cantor speak, on the chart. We were speaking a few days ago, and he was seeing like I guess half of a perfect triangle. So he was kind of calling it retrace. And I was just gonna get some more, input maybe from the panel as well. Where do you guys see us retracing to? Because obviously we're at like 22,896 or somewhere around there right now, I think.
I personally, I think everything that we're seeing right now in this area is just noise. I mean, if the most that I could see a retrace going to would be a retrace or a retest of that high time frame breakout, which would be somewhere, like mid 21s. I don't think that it's going to go that low, but if it did, I wouldn't be too shocked, right? We've seen plenty of high time frame breakouts that retest, retrace back to that, basically an SR, support resistance flip. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if it did do something like that. But if we did get a wick down to that level, I don't really see it lasting for very long. I still think right now, shorting is a dangerous game. I think the trend is still higher one way or the other, and you should just be able to focus on stacking what you can toward, toward the side with momentum. But yeah, it's just my take.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Cleo. Cause yeah, no, like I really, I think we've already hit bottom. Like I think I genuinely feel like we already have witnessed and experienced it. I'm not saying it's all uphill and the moon's next, but I do think we have bottomed out at least.
I do think that I can agree with you on that. Jimena, what's going on?
What's up, GM? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no problem at all. Welcome up.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I am going to be quite honest that I didn't know about you until just recently. I had a conversation with my dear friend and collector Q, who is listening here in the bottom. Huge shout out to him and Candace. Also to my friend, musician, and amazing artist, also Alex Wainbachs. And I wanted to just shoot my shots and come up and say hello and introduce myself. I have a background in engineering and computer science. I'm also a mom. I'm currently at a playground, so I'm so sorry for the distracting screams in the background. No children are heard in the middle of this speech. But I am an artist. I sell NFTs mostly and do some physical prints of my work. Also, in the process of creating a generative collection with P5 and JavaScript. I'm pretty much just loving, to be honest, being in this creative energy, in this creative economy, and in Web3. Not easy, to be very honest, as a diverse kind of member of this community, Latin American and, BIPOC member of the community. It's definitely a battle every day, to show up and just basically do what I'm doing right now, shooting my shots and being courageous and saying, I'm here, would love to connect. I am a timepiece artist and community council. I'm also an ambassador of a platform called Non Origin that is in the process of doing huge things and have done already amazing things in the last 2 years in the community. I have had drops with Coinbase NFT also. My work is also on Foundation and OpenSea. Anyways, I'm all over the place. And as I said, just very much grateful of the experimentation and the people, the serendipity, the relationships, and the magic that happens every day here. Not easy, as I said, a lot of change as a human, as a woman, as a mom, as a business owner. But just like very grateful to be here. And I just want to say hello, Kelio, and introduce myself. That's all. Oh,
Uh,
actually, and I have Alpha. At last, very quickly, I have an open edition that's coming this Wednesday for $36, 0.022 ETH. That I would love everybody to check out, retweet. If you're not able to, commit, I get it. Not everybody has that kind of the financial flexibility, but just, check out my work. Huge mental health supporter. Just another story for another day, maybe. But yeah, just I wanted to say hello. Thank you so much.
yeah, I appreciate you coming up. So is the majority of all your work generative, or do you have anything outside of the generative space as well?
Most of it I painted in Procreate. Very inspired, definitely, by art blocks and geometry and clean and minimalism, and the colors inspired by my Latin American culture. With all the beautiful colors of the Caribbean and South America. But yeah, most of my work right now it's actually in just painted by hand digitally in Procreate. And I have a collection that sold out last March in FS Hash. That was called Happenings. So yeah, that's obviously prominent in P5.
Well, it's awesome. I love having artists up here on stage as well. So thank you for coming up and joining us, Jimena. PP, what's going on?
What's up, man? I'm driving from my in-laws' house, and I want to say, Jimena, never feel bad for playing with your kids. Uncle Leo's space, because he'll attest that I was teaching my kid how to play basketball last week, so you're good. just come on, play your kids on Kaleo Space. It's a great place to do it. Also, I had to hop up here because Cantor, he's downplaying himself a little bit. He's a really good impressionist, and anytime he's on one of my spaces, I always get him to do like an impression. So, Cantor, would you mind giving me your thoughts on Bitcoin over the next few weeks as maybe like Goofy? Can you do that?
Yup. Okay. No, I'm better at Mickey. I'm better at Mickey for long sentences.
Do Mickey.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, we can do Mickey. Okay. Oh, okay. So Bitcoin. Okay, it's showing a little bit of weakness here. And it's looking like we might test 22.5. But if we break that, might go down to that 19 to 21 area that Kaleo was talking about earlier. And yeah, it after that it's going to go up and hopefully test 30.
I love Cantor. I think you were friends with Moose, and he came on one of our shows one time. I was like, this guy's a gem. So happy to see you on a Kaleo Space.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. And wait, PP, did I send you the video yet?
I think you may have, dude. Kaleo. A really funny thing too is, well, this isn't funny, but like he's like a DDR expert, like Dance Dance Revolution, and he was on a space, and some guy hopped up and said, "I heard Dance Dance Revolution. I heard the parties kind of get a little crazy, like all the dance DDR parties." So that was, I will never forget that guy or Cantor's wild DDR party.
Freaking DDR party, man, dude. I remember DDRs so vividly. Like,
I was the world
Baxter
champion.
and Guitar Hero were the hottest things out there, man. And the best part about DDR though is you actually get a decent workout too if you're on some of those advanced levels trying to progress past it. So I respect the heck out of that.
So Cantor actually, he was not only was he the DDR champion, but like he produced music, and all of his music was like that was produced was using like a DDR pad. Am I right, Cantor?
Yeah, I ended up inventing a MIDI controller where me and a buddy created 4 custom-made DDR pads, connected it all together into a giant MIDI controller, and I can now create and perform music through dance, which is part of the project I've been working on for 5 years that PP's talking about. That's launching tomorrow. So, but I'm not going to shill it. I'm not shilling. I do not shill.
Most sane people would just use like a beat board with their fingers, but not Cantor. Cantor wants the workout.
Dude, hey, that's insane, man. I want to hear, how long did it take for the inspiration for that to even cross your mind?
So it happened when I was touring a lot more than I did in my later years in my music career. It happened when I was touring with Kendrick Lamar, and I was talking to his one of his main mix engineers on the bus, and he was basically saying he did all of his creation through a drum pad. And I always thought it would be cool to do something different as a MIDI controller, and I always was very good at Dance Dance Revolution, obviously becoming the inaugural champion. And like when I got off that tour, the idea came to me, but I never acted on it until a few years later. Just because I just didn't have the time. I was doing other things. I was touring and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I ended up just getting into it, and I posted it. It did really well. And now I ended up taking some of that proprietary technology and added it to a project that I've been working on for the past 5 years. So all in all, it's like all coming to fruition now.
No, that's really cool, man, and love to see the result of something original and hard work, finally coming to life as well. So shout out to that.
Thanks. I was going to ask Kaleo, do you mind if I send you a DM with something in it very special?
Yeah, let's see it, man. Go ahead, shoot it over. I'll check.
Okay, no sharing though. No sharing.
So you gonna send me a special DM too, bro?
He's gonna send you a wallet drainer.
Wait, send me a DM saying free whitelist or like video or something, and I'll get it to you because I'm snapshotting the account tomorrow, and whoever's locked in. But let me send you this thing, Kaleo.
One thing I love about Cantor Kalia is like when he hops up on space, like he always has these great market insights that he loves to share. And I just treat him like a pet monkey. I'm like, hey, can you do a Mickey Mouse impression, please?
So PP, basically, you want to be Cantor from the sounds of it.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I'm a huge fan. Like, yeah, Cantor. Let's talk if you want to
like I've
understand.
never here's the deal, Cantor. I have never seen PP simp to somebody so hard on stage before. So
That means the world to me.
gotta
And
be
PP,
something
dude,
special.
don't be scared. You just fucking DM me, dog. Like I'm here for everyone.
No, like I was planning on just listening to Kaleo's space, and I saw Cantor pop up here. I was like, oh shit, I gotta hop up.
That means the world to me, man. That's so sweet of you. Honestly. I don't even see it as simping. I just see it as like people like people who are passionate about the space, you know? It brings out the passion in themselves as well. So I always think that's a positive, you know? By the way, I sent you like half of the full thing, Khalio, in your DM. I think you're gonna really like it. Curious to see what his live reaction will be to it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Give me a second. Until then,
I bet it's a video of him dancing.
it might be, man. It might be.
Oh no, it's something much, much, much more special than that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please don't share it, Khalil.
So, were you a world champion
Yeah, so
dancer
technically,
at Dance Revolution?
yes,
Like,
sir.
made it all the way to the finals of the first round, like the first ever.
So
What's going on here? This is insane.
sure. So, um, back in the day, Guinness Book of World Records didn't do video game records. That was handled by a company called Twin Galaxies. And if you remember, you might know this. There was like a documentary one year that was released about Donkey Kong and like the original, and like someone cheated or whatever the fuck it was, or like Pac-Man or Tetris, like any of those old school ones.
Billy Mitchell cheated.
Exactly. So that is the company that did all the big video game records. Um, there was no record holder yet for Dance Dance Revolution because it was so new. And I ended up calling a referee over, and I got a high enough score to become the inaugural DDR world champion when I was 14 years old. I ended up losing that title 2 years later to someone in Japan. But yeah, I was the first to hold it.
Amazing. Were you a bar hold? Like, did you hold on to the bar while you danced, or were
So
you
it's
more
funny you say
freestyle?
that because now, as I'm older and I play it on a much even higher level than I did when I was a kid, just because the game has gotten harder as time has gone on. I do hold the bar now just because I'm older and like I don't want to die and like cross my legs and like shatter like an ACL or something. But back in the day, I did a lot of freestyle stuff. I would use no bar. I would hit the notes with my hands. I would turn around and like all that kind of stuff.
Honestly, what a way to go out though if you did die. You know?
I don't know, man. I really don't want to die in a DDR pad.
Right. I won't lie. I really didn't even know this was still a thing. So, this is actually kind of, it's kind of cool to be able to rediscover. And I watched the video, man. That's kind of insane. So, I won't lie. I had some of the conversation going on from here in the background as well. So there were a few of the voices that didn't make sense during the video. Now looking back on it, I just realized it was literally just y'all talking in the background. But yeah, man, like it looks pretty intense. So that's it's impressive one way or the other.
Thank you, man. I spent a lot of time. I employed 23 people, I think it is now, building this thing over 5 years.
That's wild, man. So I got to ask, outside of DDR, what else is your passion? What's the profession? Is there something else?
I love markets. Like I love charting. I love markets. I love making music. I love performing live. What else? Like to travel a lot. Big into coffee. Is there anything else? I mean, I guess I do impressions. That was like kind of like I didn't even consider that, but PP is like the impressionist. Oh my god.
So if you're big into coffee, I see my buddy Tech Mo Bo listening. Me and him started at 0x Coffee. Shoot me a DM. It's basically one NFT you can claim like 12 bags of coffee. We'll have to hook you up with one of those NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing I do is I'm a CFO of a turnkey consultancy. So again, tell me to shut the fuck up if you don't want me to say it because I don't want to shill. But essentially, we're a turnkey consultancy. We handle everything in the realms of marketing, technology, and finance. We have a whole in-house suite team. Basically, we can replicate a miniature C-suite for any company, fill any holes of any things that they need. We have very high-level legal counsel access. We have access to banks. We have access to brokerages. Any type of specialist you can imagine in the media realm, whether it be, entertainment or music or Hollywood or, asset creation or code or UI, UX, any of that kind of stuff. We basically developed this company over the past 2 years. So we do that too.
That's awesome, man. Again, it's a very diverse skill set of both interests and, interests, hobbies, whatever it is, man. But I definitely respect the diversity in the space. I want to kick it over to BTC Art real quick. BTC Art, what is going on with you today, man?
What's good, brother? I'm just enjoying this space. I took a few days off, just kind of enjoying the weather. It's getting bright and sunny here after a nice little snow in Middle America. I was wondering about Cantor. I mean, good calls, man. You should listen to Kaleo. He's got some pretty good ones too. And the Kendrick Lamar, were you a dancer on Kendrick Lamar's tour? Were you doing
no.
like
So
MIDI
it was.
stuff? What
So
you said
it
you
was.
were on tour?
Yeah. So it was Kendrick Lamar, Steve Aoki, Bad Rabbits, and myself. I was the co-support for Kendrick Lamar and Steve Aoki on a nationwide tour. And yeah, I did, I think, 26 dates with him.
How tough does it get on the bus after about the seventh stop? Be honest.
Oh, you want to know how bad I had it? I wasn't even allowed on the bus. I had to drive myself 20,000 miles with a tour manager and a photographer while producing music and releasing every Friday.
All right, I'm 100% in behind whatever you do. You got the grind. You're committed, brother.
I've been at this
You're
game
committed, dude.
for 13 years, dog. And now that I finally have built myself up in various industries and I can like execute on something now at a level as an adult, then because like when I was touring, I was like 21. I was a little baby.
Yeah.
But now that I like have the insight and like I've saved up enough and done everything, I'm really excited to execute as an adult. So super excited.
When I was a kid, all we had was a wheel and a stick, and then when we wanted to do Dance Dance Revolution, we put cardboard on the sidewalk, and then somebody would play their beatbox, and we would just have jams. But we never got the Guinness Book guy, or I would have won because I could just dance. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody who can dance, maybe at South by Southwest, I'll have to show some.
I was
moves
originally
off.
supposed to do an activation at South by Southwest, but I decided to do NFT New York City for like a real life activation for people.
Good call. If I can pivot just for a second, is that okay, Kaleo? I've been listening, even though I've been out. There's a couple people I follow. B-Ways is one of those people because of just his intellect and his downright knowledge. And he keeps, I don't know, he put something out the other day, and I'm begging that somehow I got on the top 10, but it's got 3 tiers, and somehow there's this magic number of 240724. Is anybody else following this stuff?
All I know is I got number 69. I don't know what it's
Shut
for,
up.
but yeah, I got 69. So
what'd you have to do to get that? That's the question.
I was the 69th person to DM B-Ways for the spot, and luckily.
How many feet pics that cost you?
None, actually.
No, honestly, I really am excited for what B-Ways is building, and I have no problem shilling it because I just know that it's something that matters, because he's not promising anything. He's just inviting people into the conversation. But if you guys don't know, you might wanna pay attention.
Who is B-Ways?
2407. And why does he keep blowing my mind is why I keep, like, for a year I've been saying it over and over. It's hard to grasp. I've even met the person in real life, and I wasn't sure if I was in the Matrix when it happened or if I was actually present with him. But I felt like he was being very present. But 240724, something about that. And I know there's only 420 DM white. He's not doing a whitelist. It's like a straight up community thing. From what I don't know. Maybe he wants to come up and talk about it. Maybe he doesn't. He probably wants to stay just in the build. But either way, thanks for asking me how things are going. Leo, Ka La La La. It's just a great day.
Kale salad.
Kale salad. I'm so proud to be part of the Stonks. I always want to come back to that. Everything about my journey from here to the quantosphere has been stonk related, because there's not a better community. There's not better people. And I mean it in all seriousness. I salute everyone who's a stonk holder, all those who are waiting to be a stonk holder. I don't know what a simp is. I have to Google that. I'm too old. I'm too much of a boomer.
It's what I do to Cantor. But dude, I have a question for Kaleo. Actually, Kaleo, how are you gonna let Cantor say he really, really loves charting and not absolutely shield the ever loving shit out of stonks? Because Cantor, if you love charting, you will love Wonky Stonks.
I mean, I'm down. Dude.
Just read the thread pinned at the top,
Okay.
and then decide if you want to fade it.
I
or
will.
Not.
I will send this to my notes, because I was just about to say I got to bounce. I have a meeting in 8 minutes. But it was amazing seeing a lot of familiar faces. It was great meeting Cleo. Yeah, it's weird. We haven't met each other. We seem to have a lot of similar friends and stuff. So I'm happy to meet you, and thank you for letting me talk about some personal things. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a big space, though. It's easy to, there are pockets of groups and crowds where it can sometimes be easy not to cross over. And
Yeah.
always a pleasure meeting new people, though, man. So
Yes, you as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will talk to you all soon, and thank you again.
All right, take it easy, brother.
It's always nice listening to BTC talk. I love the energy. Hey, who was it Dr. Saul cooking? Listen, my curiosity is killing me. You never talked about what you were cooking there. And I'm not trying to change it, not trying to go down the rabbit hole, man, but come on.
You talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I was just grilling some steak, dog, and I finished eating it now, so I can talk. But yo, like, all right, that was a good round of personal intros. But I'm not gonna show myself. I'm just the retired dentist, just chilling in the Web3. But anyways, yo, Calio, I know you're bullish on overall sentiment of the market, but I don't know. Like, I think Cantor and Intern had some good points earlier, and I know you follow stocks and S&P and stuff like that too, but I was having an interesting conversation yesterday with a friend that was saying, like, because a bunch of our homies are either bullish or neutral right now, but not a lot of them are bearish, but some are concerned that, we're in this uh, bubble per se, and, S&P looks like it might go to like around 32, 3,300 region potentially. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on that. And how much parity do you think there is? I mean, there is some parity between crypto and traditional markets, obviously, but I just want to hear your thoughts on it. And so, based
Well,
on
dude,
yours,
yeah, I'll just interject there. It's if stocks, equity, like if the S&P 500 went down to 3,200, Bitcoin would crash down with it. I am not that bearish though on the S&P 500. I personally still since basically October, my target has been 4,300. and it is not changed one bit right now. So I am still looking. I don't think anything's broken structurally. One bad day on Friday doesn't, and bad is relative. Was it really terrible? I mean, not really. There were a few misses across some of the bigger names, but everything right now is still absolutely crushing it from where it was a month ago. I don't think there's been anything in that one little bit of panic that has caused any type of warning slash alarm bells to change anything about the higher time frame structural view. I really look at it where, I think both the S&P 500 and Bitcoin have broken key resistance levels that typically signal higher time frame momentum shifts. So I really think that trend has shifted bullish. The higher time frame trend has, and again, I don't think that it leads to any type of new all-time highs, but I really have a hard time seeing that any of those super low ball. I could see, a couple $1,000 lower than where we are right now, retesting for BTC. I wouldn't be shocked for that. I wouldn't be shocked to see the S&P 500 retest 4K again. I mean, there's some levels that I'm looking at there that I'm like, okay, I mean, that's a reasonable pullback, but I really don't think that you're going to get much else outside of that as far as just a pullback. I think that it is going to go ahead and, continue that momentum higher. And I'm really not too concerned about that whatsoever, because Dr. Solana, people have been saying, the 3,200 level or whatever for the S&P 500 for the last couple months, right? Like, and that level, the voices that I'm hearing about those type of targets typically are the same voices that were talking about those targets, 20% lower than where we are right now. And they haven't really changed. There's been no invalidation levels as things have continued to climb higher. So I have a hard time really buying into any of those arguments outside of, just people saying, oh, well, the macro is so bad that everything should be lower right now. And these are all people, though, that talk about the macro being so terrible that probably didn't know what the word macro was, 12 months ago. So it just is something that I think things are going to get I'm still leaning bullish. Is what I'll simplify it down to. So, I guess if I'm proven wrong, whenever it happens, I will put my apologies in, and we'll go through and figure out why that is. But for now, I mean, nothing really has changed as far as my outlook.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. And do you like to just do perpetual futures, or do you also like hold bags and stuff like spot? Just curious. I heard it's a good mix to do a little bit of each, but for the audience that's like not big on trading and stuff, I think it could help shed some insight, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think spot's the safest way to go to begin with. So I wouldn't shill anything outside of that. I think if people really want to be active, then futures are a good vehicle to be able to do that. But they both have their place, and I think spot is obviously the safer choice for the for the average person.
100%, I agree. Thanks.
Yeah, of course, man. So wait, I didn't. So you said you're a retired dentist. You sound too young to be a retired dentist.
I
That's
know,
a
I
lot
know.
of school to be retired already.
I know, bro. I know. I'm just taking a little break. I've been off since like April, May, just trying to do full-time this and just explore, see what's going on before, have kids or whatever. So just doing my thing, but definitely feel the itch to kind of go back to the office a little bit, part-time at least, and might just take on like a chief clinical officer role or something like that for a dental group. So exploring options, but like you said, it's hard to take 2 days off in this space, and I think you still have your like kind of day job, or you're an engineer, so I don't know how that goes, but it's been really hard, especially in Solana NFTs, because things move so fast, and there are a lot of opportunities from April till now. Even though it was a bear market, there were a lot of different, innovations made in the space and a lot of new different projects. So I just wanted to row when the water's coming in. So did that, and I think I learned a lot, felt a lot, and gave me a lot of I don't know, like a lot of outside of box thinking and outside of dentistry thinking that really opened my eyes up to a lot of different business acumen and operations with different people and stuff like that. So yeah, and it was my kind of like excuse. I worked hard, grinded hard for 10 years. Kind of felt like my 20s kind of went away. So and everybody was working from home during COVID and afterwards as well. And I'm like, man, doctors and dentists can't work from home ever, so I might as well just take some time and try this out and see what it feels like. So that was the basis of that. But yeah, it's been a fun ride for sure. Got to meet people like you, intern and Cantor, and all these homies, and just network and you know meet people that I don't think I've ever imagined of. Like I said, I've been following you since like 2016. So being up on stage, talking about things, it's like a dream come true. Not simping, but yeah, everybody can make it in this space if you show up every day. Consistency is key. It's hard to fake consistency, and it's easy to prove you're a real one in this space. I think because a lot of people come and go on a daily basis.
One dentist NFT, man.
Bro, nobody likes teeth, man. They hate the word dentist.
Bro, you
People
never
don't
heard
even
of
know.
Dentacoin?
No, of course I have, bro.
I'm
That
just
was back in the
kidding.
day, wasn't it? But anyways, but somebody did actually have like a dentist NFT thing with like a tooth. But the funny thing, I'm not showing it, but the funny thing was like the dude was like, "Yo, you're gonna love this," and he showed me, and it was Pika Tooth, and I thought it was like kind of cute and funny. Boomer jokes. I'm sorry.
Dude, that
Bro,
is funny.
I gotta ask the dentist. Do you play poker?
Yes.
I knew it. It is a thing that like all dentists play poker. I don't know what it is, but the dentists run deep in the poker community. It's hilarious.
That's funny. I mean, a lot of dentists are DJs by nature, I think, and a lot of them like art, music, and partying as well. I think it's like because dentistry is a science and art at the same time, and medicine, so it's like there's no like always objective answer. I mean, it comes to like because like certain things like heart problems and stuff, you get a certain number as quantitative measures of whatever tests or diagnostics you get. But dentistry, it's like like the severity of an issue is really variable depending on person to person, and everybody's different. Every tooth is different inside a person's mouth. So I think that's where it comes from. And yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of my friends are DJs actually. A lot of them, mess with crypto, NFTs, and all that
And
good stuff.
also, what's your handicap?
For golf,
Yeah.
bro, not a huge golfer per se. Never really had the time to explore that much. But looking into it, I can hit a ball at the range pretty well, but I haven't really been on the fields that much, and I don't know. I've been like I said, I was busy grinding for 10 years, like didn't take a day off, and then once I quit my job, I felt like I was gonna get some rest, but been working like 3 times harder in this field. I used to work like 16 hours a week, and now it's like the 16 hours a day. So I can't make this shit up, bro.
I was trying to be cool like Rooster. I thought there was a correlation between dentistry and golf, but apparently
No, don't
that's
get me
not as
wrong. A
strong.
lot of dentists play golf. It's just me. I'm probably the outlier.
Awesome.
So I have a question for you. Like a dentist rocking a D God. Like I'm a huge Frank fan. Met him at Basel. Why the D God? Like what brought you into the D Gods?
Um, I bought this like a while ago, like right around when I quit my job, and I don't know, man. I've always liked Frank. I used to talk to him like back in February onwards, and at the time I didn't have a lot of liquid to play with because I made some bad moves coming into the market. I mean, basically dumped my crypto gains from like 17 to 19 into salami at like all-time high, basically feeling like I'm a G, and saw it go down from then to where we're at now. But at the time I was like, yo, Frank, just wait for me. I'm gonna get my D, gotta get in. But I eventually got in, and I think if I, Bases were, and have been, the number one NFT project in the world so far in terms of market cap or whatever you want to call it. But I do believe that as a human being, there is a tendency and inclination to like something that's of a human form. And I personally just biasly think that at least for now, there hasn't been another human form generic PFP project that has a big community and a strong community that's time tested as the DeGods. And that's why I'm bullish on them and I stand by them and haven't changed my PFP since like April, basically. But yeah, that's my kind of thesis on it. And, you know, Bored Apes are cool, mutants are cool. But I do think people at the end of the day, a lot of them, you know, prefer to, you know, represent themselves as a cartoon JPEG, but potentially as a human being. So that's my kind of thesis on it and why I think long term the gods will appeal to the masses as well and bullish on.
Not to take anything away, man, but it sounded like you just described the Wonkies too.
So what?
It
What about
sounded like you
Wonkies?
just described the Wonky community.
Yeah, for sure, bro. That's why I'm a holder of Wonky stocks, Wonky Stonks, and that's why I'm here spending my Sunday evening on Calio Spaces. For sure. Yo, bro, the community's so lit. They like I joined and then I didn't even ask, and a bunch of people reached out. They made me the Wonky Cube. I posted about it, and yeah, I mean, I think a lot of Solana homies come in here because me and some other Solana homies are always rocking in here now, and I think this is like the multi-chain future, at least Solana and ETH. At least when I first started, you know, ETH homies used to shit on us a lot, and like I started from ETH, you know, like you know shit coins and I just didn't dabble with ETH NFTs at the time because I was like, oh, I'm probably a little late. I don't want to deal with gas fees. It was all just like excuses. But in hindsight, I should have probably dabbled with some ETH NFTs as well. But it's just like when you're so in tune with one ecosystem, there's so much stuff happening, and especially like Solana, quote unquote, with the fast transactions and the low transaction fees. Like there's so much paper handing going on and undercutting that you can't take your eye off things in this ecosystem at times. And yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword. It's convenient and fast, but at the same time, it's that much easier for other people to just ruin the fun. And yeah, it's learning as you go. But I think as long as you're treading water and moving forward 1% a day, it's a win. And that's how I see it. And to date, I've been trying to help a lot of people in the ecosystem, you know, learn things, see things, and I like to be the noob onboarder per se, because I'm not as big brand as some of these speaker panels up here. But I like new people towards the right way and prevent scams and stuff. Because like you know, at first, like I think I got rugged on my first couple of Solana NFTs, and it was just like holy shit. And at that time, Solana was like $250 per, and if you're minting like 10 of these things that are two sold each at the time, $500, that's like what? That's like 10K right there, isn't it? So yeah, it was an expensive lesson, but I think a lot of people have been practicing safer measures in this ecosystem at least, and it's been better to see. The ecosystem for all NFTs and crypto and stuff have definitely matured and grown, but I think we still got a lot ways to go, and yeah.
Bro, I got like 60 Solana NFTs, and collectively they're worth like 2 Sol now. I've never,
But they
Bro,
I've
I
probably
never
don't
got
doubt
been.
that.
bonk with them either. Whenever the bonk airdrop happened, like that is what their X amount of collections on Solana that were all worth something, and then bonk was airdropped to all of them except for Utes and DeGods, RIP. But outside of that, you know, there are all these others out there. And Rooster, I feel you completely because those are all the ones that I own as well. And I remember checking my wallet whenever everybody was talking about this bonk stimulus check. And I'm like, oh, you know, like I've still got some Sol NFTs in there. Let me check this out. Absolutely zero, zilch, nada, heartbroken, but also deserved in that process. Did not spend the time there to where I really deserved it. So I'm going to go ahead. Jimena's had her hand up for a while. Jimena, what is
Yeah,
going
it
on at
just
the park? What's the latest?
very quickly. There was a lot that Doctor, what Solane whatever said that I was like, oh my gosh, like I relate to it so much. And I'll just go quickly. I am a retired engineer and I'm full time now in Web3, working way many more hours than I used to. You know, just kind of, there is always something to learn, something to look for. something to like just go into the rabbit hole and like do the research because it's fun. And I just, wanted to throw there this for whoever is listening to, and definitely just keeping always the vibe of the room super high, but just keep an eye on your mental health, everybody. Keep an eye on your self-care. Keep an eye on um, your just whatever keeps you happy and grounded. This space will always be going very incredibly fast, and I'm speaking just on my own experience, as a mom, like having, also like my marriage and relationship and keeping the balance of being here, showing up to me, to my community, looking at the million projects that happened. It's super fast paced, and I think it's very easy to get lost trying to find ourselves. And so I just wanted to there was a lot of different things that you said, Dr. Solana, that I was like, yeah, relate to. And again, just in this beautiful Sunday afternoon, just wanted to remind everybody, take care of yourselves, eat, drink, eat healthy, take care of yourselves, sleep, because we're here to be in the long term, especially here, now in like whatever, bear market, whatever. I don't know if it is, but yeah, let's just take care of ourselves. And I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to share about my work. I am so sorry. I totally shelled my drop and I didn't realize this was not kind of that space for that. So I just wanted to apologize for that. And just say, yeah, thank you so much. I am going to drop down, but it was fun to get to listen to everybody.
Oh, no apologies necessary. I mean, like I said, I love hearing new artists and, that I haven't connected with before. You came in with Q's blessing, and that is a badge of honor anytime anybody steps up on stage for me. So that is more than enough grounds to be able to come up and show whatever you're working on. So, thank you for coming up. You guys, make sure to check out Jimena. She did say that she's got that open edition coming out tomorrow, so make sure to check it out. Take it easy. Like I said, you're welcome back here anytime. So really appreciate you coming up here.
Appreciate you. Be good, everyone. Bye bye.
80s in the building.
What's up, brother? What's up, family? Kaleo, PP, BTC, Rooster. See, we got some Solana fans up here. Welcome to the east side of the Wonky Stonks. My wife is actually giving me like the fuck you eyes right now, so I kind of got to get back into my mother-in-law's dinner that I just snuck away from to enjoy this time with you guys. So
You should tell her this is work.
it is work. It is. It truly is. She knows that, man. But I love you guys. Seriously, keep vibing, keep going hard. Kaleo, man, I said a big prayer for you last night, my brother, and all the love in the world to you, man.
Love you, 80s. Thanks for stepping on, man.
And best of luck, my man.
Hey, I'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow if you do another one. So I'll be back in action.
Yeah, I'll definitely have something going. I mean, my game plan is after we're done with this space, I'm going to just take it easy the rest of the night and then just dive back in fully into, onto the tweeting, the charts, everything else. So, I'll definitely work a space in there at some point also. So something will be in the mix, just who knows when.
Yeah, man, just always take care of yourself. And you know that, man, better than anybody. So keep that balance and much love, brother.
Much love, 80s.
She definitely heard you say Solana. I think that's what it was. We still have some work to do, some points to prove and stuff. But whoever was golfing or asking about like their handicap, mine's around a 17. I'm today's 60 degrees. I don't know why I'm in a space and not on the courses right now. And it's sunny. But yeah, no, definitely awesome to be up here.
Same vibes, man. It is a beautiful day outside. I was actually just walking out there, taking some trash out right now. I may actually end up wrapping up the space here in just a little bit because I want to spend a little bit of time out there before it gets too dark. But yeah, man, I think it is incredibly important. It's one of those things that, like, the past couple days have really showed me just it's tough taking a break and stepping away in this type of a space, but it's one of those things you've got to be able to look out for yourself, your family, everything else as well. And if your mental health isn't there and you're not taking care of it, like nothing else really matters, right? So yeah, it's definitely worth it. But it is so weird, man, how I don't get how this, like, a normal job, you walk away for 2 days all the time. You take a Saturday off, a Sunday off, and it's normal. In this space, you take 2 days off, and it's like, it feels like in a freaking eternity. I don't get the difference and how that ever happened, but like at some point in time, it did.
Yeah, no, like straight up, dude. The space moves so fast that, when I first got welcomed to it, there was this saying, and it was like, if you spend 3 months in this space, you're pretty much a veteran. Just because there's so much that you learn, within that time frame. I mean, and you're right. Like, you could literally step away for 2 days, and the whole world could have fallen apart, dude. It's wild.
It is crazy. It's moving fast. FTX already asked for the donations from the campaigns and shit.
Yeah, Kaleo, it is nice to have you back after the last 3 months. Need to get back to the checking out that alpha, the charts, the stonks, right? No, it's funny. I want to touch on spending 3 months in the space and being a veteran. I would probably highly disagree, at least with that. I mean, you may learn a lot in 3 months, but there's so much more that you don't know. And then if you take 2 days off after those 3 months, you're a rookie again, right? So yeah, I mean, it's all about the grind, where at least me personally, I think I've probably spent like thousands of hours over the past couple of years, just hanging out in the space, networking, doing all that stuff. And I still would not even consider myself anywhere close to a veteran or a pro, probably. Probably middle bell curve myself, even though I want to be left side, right?
Can I ask you a question, though, Rooster? So, if you minted a rug project, right, like you're probably not gonna, be as willing the next time, right?
Bro, I've probably minted like you're asking the wrong person. I've probably minted like a fucking 100 rugs by now, but I'm more degenerate than your average trader. So yeah, you may get spooked. My first ever project I minted was a rug, or the first one I ever bought. First non-rug I ever bought was a stonk though. So that's the OG.
So, serious question, real quick. Do most people, do you fit the space into your life, or do you build your life around the space?
I fit the space into my life. I mean, just me personally, I've positioned myself to where, um, for the majority of the time, I can do whatever I want. So and take like as much free time as I needed, right? So I'm able to maximize and what are the best words for it? Maximize, prioritize my time in certain ways. Yeah, I hop on and off. I'll go MIA for a couple hours, but I try to, not go away for a couple days and then be completely lost in the sauce.
I think there's a bunch of wisdom there. Maybe Kaleo can speak to it as well as a full timer. But I think a lot of people get burnt out because they try to make their world like revolve around the space instead of realizing they can multitask. I mean, maybe not incredibly, but can stay in tune with everything that's happening while they're living their life, touching grass, whatever you want, whatever
Yeah,
it
and you don't
is.
got to stay up to date too if you just buy and stack Wonky Stonks. I mean, see, I do these degenerate plays to rotate back in, to fund my habits. But yeah, I mean, you don't really need to be here every single day if you're just stacking stonks. I mean, that's probably the other no brainer this year, right? Other than the loud punks, man.
I mean, it all comes down to Bitcoin and art, as far as I'm concerned. Love you guys.
I'd say it comes down to the founders too, though, right? Because I mean, like, let's look at it where like, let's just use Leap, unfortunately as the example, though. Like, basically just some information was found out, about him, and if that was a project, right? Like, you'd probably want to be here every day, but like whenever you've got, kind of like a stable project such as, Kaleo's here, it's just different, right? Like it's amount of, I guess, exposure, and the stuff that could actually, kind of develop as news, and then us as the consumers, we're going to kind of listen to that, right? So it's just another one of those
Wait,
things where it's the founder. Go for it.
Hey, I want to give a shout out
did
to
you say
Rooster.
something happened to Leap recently? Or
Yeah, sort of. So like, he basically was, he had a past project or a past token, that was on Twitch. And then, basically what he's going with now and what we know, basically he pulled the money out and then had it in a wallet or whatever, gave some of the money back to the people he could connect with, I guess. But yeah, there's people, I guess, that have been watching the Leap token, which, I mean, I didn't even know Leap had a Leap lottery fucking token. So there's like a lot of, other information that was brought to the table, right? I mean, he's not really a project that we could mint from, so, there's no information that we really need to know as far as like keeping up with our bags. But all in all, it's just a overall like a good topic to talk about. But yeah, it's weird.
I want
gotcha,
to give a
man.
shout. I want you to give a shout out to Rooster real quick. I try to help as many people out in the space as I can. And I've known Rooster for a while since being, coming on Kaleo Spaces. And like he was short, like just a little bit of ETH for like a mint or something like a few days ago. I was like, yeah, sure. So I said, dude had the ETH back to me within like 2 hours, which is really cool. So shout out Rooster, super trustworthy guy.
No, I appreciate it, man, and I appreciate you spotting that 0.15 for my second loud punks. It was either that or like I already floored a couple things in the morning, and I was like, God damn it! I was like, I couldn't pick something else to let go to,
Hey,
to let go.
if you sell it for like 10 ETH or something, just remember who lent you the money to get it.
I got you, PP. And how many did you end up picking up again? Did you get 3 or more?
Yeah, I'm in at 3. I didn't go big like Bog, but Bog goes over all like everything he does, but I felt like 3 was a good enough risk for me.
Bro, yeah, Bog played like $300,000 worth of rock paper scissors in like 4 days. Like that's just retarded.
Hey, can I share some alpha here before I go away? Trying to get
Let's
some
hear it.
food. I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but I always write down, like I read a lot, and as I go through these books and stuff, I write down my thoughts. That's what I did with Plurality from '80s. Had a whole fucking list of thoughts, but for those of you that do trade, maybe the charts a little bit, and maybe get frustrated. Anybody that's getting started or whatever, I'm not. I'm nowhere near, the level of these guys. I find after doing my homework that a lot of people spend time with the technical analysis and like indicators and this and that, and for me, my conclusion is probably all more psychological, and I would recommend diving into that, the psychology of just us human beings and how it plays into the market. And I think that could be a turning point for a lot of the people that are looking to invest, whether it is short time or a longer period. Dive more into the psychology of it than indicators and tutorials and blah blah blah. I don't know, Kaleo, you're a bet.
Oh, that's good advice, man. Definitely good advice. Like what I'm doing right now that's actually really refreshing. I'm actually out like outside walking as I'm doing this. You might hear the birds chirping in the background. It's a beautiful day, so had to get out here for a little bit. And it's kind of sparked up the interest too. I think what I'm going to go do after this, there's still enough hours. There's some courts that I know that are lit up. Like, I'm also a membership of gyms I can go and play inside. But it's just such a nice night. I think I'm going to go look for some outdoor courts. I'm going to get back, put on the basketball shoes, play a little bit. It's been a minute. Yeah, I think that's the plan for the rest of the evening. If I can get back across, I see a train that has now stopped blocking me from getting back to where I need to. But whenever that clears, that is the game plan. Today has been a fun space getting back into things. I appreciate you guys again for just everything over the past couple days, being patient for me to get back to it. So, we'll be back in the full swing of things tomorrow. Really appreciate everybody that joined up on stage today. Be on the lookout for space tomorrow. And appreciate everybody that joined the audience as well. We do these at least one week. We always have. But lately, I've been doing them almost every single day. So be on the lookout for them. Appreciate you guys. The stonks are inevitable, and so is everybody in this room. That I will see y'all the next time.
God bless.
Thanks,
Love and
Kaleo.
light.
Nice to have you
Peace.
back. See
Take it
everybody.
easy.
Thank you, guys.
Later, brother.
Hey, Azul, psychology is good only until the point that you're doubting yourself.
This is gonna be one of those things where the space keeps going.
I was expecting a mic drop.
Vibes.
I was expecting a mic drop,
But-
PP.
It's so funny. I think he probably uses two devices and then runs it from the LedgArt, so we can just keep this
Oh
going.
yeah. It's probably his other phone is at the house.
Let's just keep it.
while
Dude, let's just keep it going. And when he gets home, he'll be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I'm down. I think he noticed it right now. He's texting in the chat.
So
Yeah, I'm down to
topic
keep
for
it going.
next week.
Okay, you can't
I guess we get
back
to
on
talk
the
about next week
speaker
now.
instead.
Sweet.
So what's everybody? Got a few new people up on stage. SJC, BOTD, who is it? Leowin? Is that how you
Leowin.
pronounce it?
Yeah.
Leowin.
I can't.
Okay.
I wish I could add people up here, but Leowin's great.
Can you guys hear me? I'm in the gym, taking AirPods. All right, dope. I requested. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know if
got
it
you,
was a
Nick.
late. He asked me to come up earlier, so I think it let me up from like an earlier request. But Brewster, you see his message. He couldn't end the space, so you guys were talking about when I came up.
And he can't join back up either. So this will just be a forever space.
Marathon.
Yeah, if you guys know how to end it, feel free to. I just think it's funny that we keep going.
I mean, we could either all step down and then it's just dead space at the end of the space if it's recorded.
Yo, Rooster, do you have an Abasho?
Who asked that?
It was Nick.
Oh yeah,
What you
of
said
course,
from the
of course.
110.
I've been a boss show.
Yeah,
I've been a boss show.
I need to scoop one up.
Yeah, I mean y'all got 0.85 right now, which is pretty much free. It's gonna be like your lowest entry to get in like forever, probably. Not financial advice, but if I get liquid in time, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah, it'll pay off. Pay for itself even without selling it.
But yeah, I mean mine like from buying in a boss show like a month or maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, probably 4x the value and cost at least. Yeah, I love the Abasho crew. Yeah, they're great. PB, you gonna be going to Rolling Loud LA?
Probably not. I have 3 passes, so that's a shame. But I'm doing so much traveling this year for NFT stuff. Like I will probably be going to LA in March for NFT LA. I'm speaking at NFT NYC. Um, there's a lot of stuff I'll probably be doing this year. So, like, I only have so much money, man. Like, I can't be traveling all over the place. But I'm probably going to try to hit Rolling Loud in Miami just to use one of those passes. It's just a much cheaper flight to Miami than it is LA for me.
Yeah, luckily being in Denver, it's I could pretty much find like $120 flight anywhere in the U.S. Being in the middle of the country. But yeah, no, I feel you. This next month for me is going to be crazy. I'm gonna be uh, going a lot of places, probably spending more money than I wanted to, but at least the ticket's paid for, right? Gotta start getting the value instantly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing them do some stuff too, where it's almost like like it does like some sort of metadata attribute on those loud punks, where like it'll show like how many each one has been to, and you would think if they did that, like the loud punks that have been used the most would like be worth more. I think they should do that. Just basically put little. This one's been to one loud, like one Rolling Loud. This one's been to two. I think that would be really cool. I'm gonna suggest that to them. Just because
Yeah,
I
if they
think.
have like a little counter at the top of the top corner of the NFT that like
Oh yeah,
shows
not
on
even
the main
that. Just
thing.
like a metadata counter, like it's a trait. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like on OpenSea, you could see like how many. Like this one's been to zero. I don't know which one would be more valuable, like one that's been to none or one that's been to like a bunch. I think if I were them, I would make the ones that have been to a bunch have different perks and stuff, just because it shows. Um, it's basically like a long time customer appreciation thing, especially if it hasn't changed wallets. I think that would be key. If they could do that, that would be really cool. I've got like a list of ideas I'm gonna feed them.
yeah. We'll just we'll create an Abasho meeting, right? And then we'll write up some NDAs and get them to sign some contracts, and Abasho will have their stake in Rolling Loud.
Kaleo's gonna be so confused when he gets back.
You guys were talking about the Rolling Loud NFT, right?
Yeah, loud punks.
Yeah, I didn't meant to. I mean, I've got my own, reasons. Um, which I mean, one would be like the Draco incident, but in general, right? Like a POAP or something that's just like, a festival's patch. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I'm with you. I think um, the just the ability for it being like the biggest rap fest, and it has like all sorts of festivals around the world, and this is like a lifetime VIP pass. To me, it was kind of a no-brainer. So I'm in a few of them, but if they could come up with a way to like basically give you some sort of like patch or like metadata, like signifying this punk was used entry for different ones, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, dude, because I wouldn't even be like, I mean, yeah, for selling purposes, right? But just as a holder, like it'd be really cool if you could like have it on the maps and each location's pinged or whatever,
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Be like I don't know, like have you ever seen the roadmap of Route 66? It's just like super fucking cool.
Yo, this is still going.
Yep.
Dude, that was my idea. I was like, dude, Kaleo got down and like has no idea the space keeps going, so we should just keep it
I
going.
DM'd him. I realized as soon as I I run this from two phones, and I realized as soon as I left, I was like, oh shoot, that is not the phone that I started this space with.
Yeah, we did it.
It's back in the
I was
house,
like,
so I
man,
gotta wait to walk back.
I wanted to keep the space going, just until you could end it, just because like having somebody be confused for dead air would be kind of weird. So, yeah.
Oh, you're the man. I appreciate it. Well, I am back. So, if you guys want to finish whatever statement / that you had, feel free. If not, then I may go ahead and wrap it up.
let's fucking go. Another 24 hours in the space. Kaleo said he is back. You heard it here. I'm down to keep going. I'm playing.
All right.
Yeah, feel free. Yeah, I vote wrap it up. But glad we could keep it alive for you for a few minutes.
Y'all are legends. All right, I will catch you guys later. Take it easy. Round
Later.
two.
Man.